right. Welcome back to another Elevated Marketing podcast, where we simplify complicated digital marketing topics to make your business grow. On today's podcast, we are going to talk about what is a digital marketing strategy. Seems like a simple question. We have our own take on what we think a digital marketing strategy is, when you need it, why you need it, and kind of the process that one should take to go through it. So before we get to that, last week was a little fun. This one's not as fun. It's more of an important thing. If you could save one material thing from a fire, what would you save?
I would save, so maybe I'm a hoarder. I don't know. I have kept every single birthday, congratulation card, any card I've ever received.
Aw.
I keep all of it because I like seeing the handwriting and the little messages. I would probably save those because I have a box for them, of course. But
there you go. Yeah. I have boxes of, that's close to a door if there was a fire, that are, pictures that are not recoverable back in the day when you didn't have anything digital, and some other items I would grab. The harder ones are underneath the house, and I don't know if I would, have time to get to those, but boy, it's been years since I've been down there. Those should probably, they're not replaceable. That I would want to get all of that stuff, but anything else completely replaceable.
Yeah.
And this is, of course, outside of pets. We've already gotten
that's a no-brainer. They're out the door first.
All right. So let's talk about digital marketing strategy. And when I think about this topic, the first thing that kind of comes to mind to me is a lot of times, when I'm talking with people and we're talking about strategy, I feel like tactics come first.
Yeah.
I feel like people start naming out, well, we need organic social media, or we need more reels, or we need more SEO, or more paid ads, and everybody starts talking about the tactics first.
Yep.
And I feel like it's very backwards, because to me, a strategy is not, and that kind of thinking to me is like buying packages of marketing, but you're not thinking through, well, why do I need that type of marketing?
Yeah. Even like the pain points, what are we trying to solve? Like, what is your current issue at hand, or issues?
Yeah.
And
that's harder to think about.
It is. Yeah. Definitely takes more than just a couple looks and oohs and ahs before you can get to that.
And usually the tactics, a lot of times what I see is it's based on like what's trending right now, what's hot, what are people talking about. And so that's where that mentality kind of comes through. And you just hit on it too, is just thinking through, well, why do I need that?
Yeah. Well, a lot of times when you are starting with the tactics, not everything is going to be suitable for every industry. And so social media, for example, there are many platforms, but maybe not all of them should be used for, a certain business.
Or used at all. I mean, we've taken on some clients lately, one that does sandbags, and the effort of, doing organic social media is not going to move the needle with that type of business. And so it's not worth, going into it. So, I think what you have to start with is what I would call an analysis. And an analysis is a layout of what all do I have? What all am I currently doing right now? And then looking at the data of everything that you are doing right now to figure out what's working and what's not working.
Yeah, I also think about too, what are competitors doing? Is there anything that we can learn from those competitors?
Yep.
Anything we should adapt? Yeah.
That kind of goes into, okay, what's everybody else doing?
Hmm.
And then also like what's possible. And so some of that goes into what is, the viable market. And you can use different tools like, Google Keyword Planner or audience building inside of platforms to see like, okay, where's going to be the best place to kind of go in order to get to the audience that I want to get to. And all of that is part of analyzing what do I have and where are people at and what's going to be the lowest hanging fruit to kind of attack.
For sure. And any platforms that you may have already, how are those platforms performing? Whether that be email marketing, maybe you're writing blog posts, maybe you're posting on social media.
Yep.
How are those currently performing?
Yep. Simple questions like, okay, do I have traffic to my website or do I not?
Hmm.
If I don't have traffic, that's gonna, need one set of strategies versus I have traffic, but it's just not converting. Then we're getting into conversion rate optimization. And so we have two different strategies that you would use.
Yep. I think a big thing with all of this, it really does all start with the data. And then there are so many branches that come off of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you have traffic, okay, well, what type of traffic is actually converting out of that? Can
Mhm.
I isolate to just that? Um, Thinking about maybe I have traffic, but it's maybe the ways that I'm getting the traffic, let's say it's ads, well, maybe I'm just targeting the wrong people. If I'm
Mhm.
targeting the wrong people, then that's why it's not converting, not necessarily the website.
Yeah. I think about too, like the sales cycle or the sales process and the different parts of the funnel that you may or may not be hitting already or
Yep.
that we need to hit and put more emphasis on. And I think that also kind of ties into with like ads and audience targeting and all of
Yeah.
that.
Well, if you're only hitting the 3% of the market that is ready to buy right now, then you are closest to the people that are ready to buy, but that's where everybody wants to be, and it's the most expensive place to be. If you have been spending money up the funnel, then it would make that marketing work that much better. So you're right, just looking at the funnel and
Mhm.
understanding that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and looking at maybe I'm missing some tactics. Okay, so I've got some things going. Um, I've seen somebody recently where, man, they are really hitting all the tactics that they should be doing, but it's actually the messaging within what they're doing that they're missing the mark, and they're not talking to who they want to talk to. So they can check the boxes
Mhm.
and say that they're doing all those types of marketing, but the messaging is not hitting, and so it's not getting to the next step.
Yeah, it's like hitting the fundamentals, but not
Yeah. So
executing.
so really like your strategy based on business needs and everything else that we are mentioning is really something that kind of gets adjusted every month.
Yeah,
Um,
I was going to add to that. Like, it's not, we all need a refresh sometimes. And so, analyzing things monthly helps with that and helps to stay up to date with, the current strategy.
Yeah, yeah, because it's going to change as you get results in, like what you need to do. This is why I'm not a big fan of kind of pre-built packages because what you need to do in order to get results is going to be consistently and should be consistently changing. Because even if you're moving down a funnel, you're finding new problems and you need to focus on those new problems.
For sure. And not to mention just changes in different industries too and different tactics at that. You think about the SEO world and that's always something new. So
All right. So we got down to the end. What's your new definition of what a digital marketing strategy is? On the spot here.
I would say a digital marketing strategy is the why and not necessarily it can be the what, but I would say more than anything, it's the why.
It's the strategy or the strategic reason that you need something. So the why, not the what. I would call the what the digital marketing tactic.
Yep.
And then the analysis is just kind of analyzing what you have, developing a strategy out of it, which tactics come out of that. That's the order. That's the order that I think things should go. So, all right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. If you enjoyed today's show, certainly rate and review us. And we do have a newsletter that we do put out. I'd love for you to follow. Have one on LinkedIn and then have the same one on our website as well. All right. Take care.